Hello everybody, so the purpose of this video is to help those beginners running BRM5 and just kind of give you all the basics of the game so you know what to do. So you just hopped in. If you want to use this money that you get, which is going to be $2,000 initially, you should head to Loadout and change your primary. Everything else is practically just for looks as far as the holster, belt, uniform, all that goes. The only practical things are going to be the melee, secondary, and primary. Obviously, your main gun is the most important. So I'd recommend getting the M4A1. It leaves some money left over for getting things like sight scripts and all that. Because you're not going to want to spend money on this one. It's just another tapfire gun. The AK-74 would be the only other potential that I'd say. But I just prefer the M4 over it. So we're going to go ahead and get this one. And then equip, edit. And it's going to pop up like this. All these are just options to edit various parts of your gun. So I think what's most important is to get a sight. It just helps with aiming a lot. I'm going to go with the reflex. And that's going to be 200 because it's a very basic sight. It's pretty cheap and it gets the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. And then if you can get a grip, I believe we also have money left over for that. To get a grip, you're going to have to get a different handguard. On some of these, it does not let you put any attachments. So I would save up and not worry about grips just yet. I would just leave your gun like this, go ahead and hop into OpenWorld. But if you want to do a private server, you can hit this and then go free private server down here. If you want friends to come with you, you can do that. You can just hit invite, and I think you can get up to 5 people total in your lobby, and then you can launch your free private server. If you get a paid one, then you can have, I don't know, I think it's up to 25 people in or something like that. So it's just depending on how many people you want to let in. If you want to go in a public server where you can ask randoms to help you out, go ahead and do that. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go in the free private server so I can get all the kills, as y'all would probably want to grind as much as you could. As this is loading, I'm going to briefly explain the game modes. There is 5v5 and 2v2, which kind of go together. They have the same sort of objective. It's just one point where you can capture, and they have a few maps. For the 25v25, which is newer, there's only one map right now, but there should be more coming soon. So about the time y'all are watching, it might already be here. On that one, there's 3 points, A, B, and C, and you can cap any of those. For open world, it's much different than the PvP ones, and I'd say it's probably more popular, at least right now. It's a bunch of different bases spread out where you can fight against bots, and the other people that fight against the bots with you are real. Those are your teammates. The only way you can fight against each other in open world is with RGE, which is a world editor, kind of like how Arma has Zeus. You're going to want to spawn in at the forward operating base, hit deploy. And then after you're in here, you just walk through this door and go left. There is a model glitch right now, so some things might not pop up right. That hopefully will be fixed in the future. But yeah, just go ahead and hit F on all the items on these tables. They don't cost any money, at least as of now. And then you're going to want to run straight out over here. You can stay on the sidewalks, whatever. Just come over here to the vehicle spawning area. And you'll be able to get a Jeep because you're a default. So you get over here, you hit F once, and then you're going to need to purchase a vehicle. So you hit purchase vehicle just like that up here in the top right, and then you're going to get the 4x4 because obviously it's cheap and you can actually afford it. And honestly, it's your preference on what camo you want to get, but just keep in mind that snow does bring it up a little bit. And so I think I'm just going to go with forest. And if you get a turret, obviously you can't even afford that, so that's something you can get for a later vehicle. Makes it to where you have a mounted turret on top of your vehicle. It is pretty powerful, but obviously you can't get that yet, so just go ahead and pay for that. And then it's actually going to show up and you can request it. You hit request, it'll pop up, and you just walk over to the driver's seat, hit F, and the controls are simple. It's just WASD and it'll get you around like normal. So you're going to want to turn left over here. Spacebar will give you a hard stop, by the way, if you need that. S also slows you down, but just not as fast. You're going to make another left over here. And where I'm leading you guys is a pretty basic base. It actually just got updated recently. It used to be a desert, but now it is a tundra-like landscape. And it's the closest option, and it's pretty simple. You just turn right over here, and then go down this road for a little bit. And once you get to this area, you're probably going to want to slow down, park your vehicle, and move on foot. Keep in mind there is actually a stealth aspect to your game, so you're not going to want to run straight in. You're going to want to leave some distance between the enemies and you. And if you can, pick off as many as you can from the back. And once they spot you, they'll come to you, so there's no need to push in. So you see that sniper already got me. Another basic feature to keep in mind, Q and E is what makes you lean left and right, and then X is how you lay down. Also, C is crouch for anyone wondering. And you're just going to want to kind of hold back whenever they spot you, because there will be plenty of enemies headed your way. You can fire in third person or first person, and hip fire is honestly not that bad, so don't be afraid to use it. If you ever need to heal, hold tab, go down, and you can click any of these. If you do a dressing before a bandage, it'll actually give you more health. Headshots do actually put more damage on them, so you're going to want to try and hit those. And they do way more damage when they get close, so try not to let them get that distance closed in, because they will try. And if you do a vitamin, that will give you health for like 10 seconds. It'll gradually go up, so that's like the best, and that's why there's only 2 of them that you get up front. If you want to change firing modes, for example, to tap fire, on the right, you see how it only shows 1 bullet. That means that I can see tap fire, but if I hold click, it's just 1 shot. You know, it's not auto. You can go to red, which just means obviously safety, you can't fire, and then 2 is going to be auto fire, like normal. Once you've taken down an enemy, sometimes they will drop things where you killed them, called intel. If you pick that up and bring it back to the base, I'll show you where to turn it in. There's a guy that takes it for money, and if the whole server, like if you were playing in a public server, was collecting those for like a good hour or 2, in the various bases, you would actually activate a server-wide event where you fight a large base over by a place called DOU. And that guy I just mentioned is actually over here, just at the FOB, and yeah, right here it says requisitions, and you just hit F to give intel, and if you have any, he'll take it up. And then over here in this room, you'll see that there is a bar, and as you give it intel, this will go up until it reaches 100%, and then a base will open up over there at DOU with like a bunker sort of event that you can do with the community, and yeah, it's really fun. Also, side note, that dude gives you money when you give in intel, so even if you're not going to stay till that full bar is at 100, you want to give him that because it helps you out a lot. Once you see this flag at any base, turn to the operator symbol. I'll put a picture of that on the screen. That means that you have taken it over. So until you see it change to that and a airdrop come from above, you have not kept the base. There's still at least an enemy somewhere. Sometimes you have to take out the guys in these trucks, and by hitting 3, you can go to your melee weapon and take them out like this if you don't want to waste ammo. You used to be able to do that at least. Let's see. Can I get him? Yeah, you can get him. So if you don't want to waste ammo on those guys, you can do that. And if you ever want to sneak up on an enemy, if you crouch and go behind them, they actually cannot hear you. So you can use your melee and get up to them if you're still in that stealth mode. Something else I wanted to mention in OpenWorld was that there are actually little quests that you can go and do. Just kind of mini missions that some NPCs will give you. And I made a video all about how to work that and a guide through it. So I'll put that in the description for anybody that wants to see that. Also, something I see people questioning is stars, like how the star system works for this game. There is basically a 5-star progression system, and it's just based off XP. So whenever you get kills and stuff, and you notice it says you're getting XP for that, as that goes up, you'll unlock more things in the shop, like you can get better night vision. I think there's just some various attachments that unlocks, so that's how that works. Oh, and one more thing, I always see people asking me, like, how do I zoom out or how to scroll out or whatever. You cannot do that in PvP at all, so like 25v25, 5v5, 2v2. You cannot zoom out. It's only an open world feature, so if anyone's wondering like why it's not working when you scroll your mouse, it's just because that's a feature for open world only. Because I did a beginner's guide like 2 years ago, but obviously that's why I'm making an updated one now. And there were so many people who were like, why can't I zoom out? So yeah, and then another pretty obvious one, but I don't know if anyone would have an issue with it, is right click for aim, obviously. But I'm just covering the basics now, so I think y'all will be able to take it from here. Just wanted to give y'all a starter guide to help you get on your feet and ready to go. This game is very fun, and if y'all ever want to do some special events in open world where I make custom bases, you be sure to subscribe and get ready for the live streams. I also make cinematics when the game updates and notify y'all on those sort of developments. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next one.